Hey guys, welcome to the second devlog where I'll be showing you guys how I approached the concept art for my second enemy. Now in this case you'll be seeing me draw the line art. Means that I've already made my sketch and I'm now kind of going to refine it so I can color it more easily and share it on social media and other platforms. And it's also just good to have a nice refinement, as sometimes when you do line art you don't necessarily always keep track of all the lines, and sometimes you just freestyle a little bit, so you really start to push the shapes and everything has to be really clean. So I made an image for you guys to show the exact workflow that I use, and I hope that you guys are going to be able to kind of follow along as I explain what I do. So in the first phase, as you can see, is like the sketch phase. I'm always really rough, as you probably can see in the transparent version in the background video. I'm always really loose because I change a lot of things. I'll probably show you guys what the first org looked like, because I had a different version, but I wasn't really too happy with how it turned out, so I really made a new one. But this one is actually based on the autonomy of the first one. It's just I did a lot of refinement and other things that made it a little bit better, and I just felt that the look and feel kind of met the criteria that I was looking for or had set for the org. So this first step is like the most important one. You should really take your time and do as much attempts as needed, and you don't have to worry about anything. Just make sure that it's correct, that the shapes are logical and they follow the rules, because they are the fundament of what your drawing is going to be. The thing you see me do in the background is really easy because you just follow your sketch and you just make sure that everything is perfect. The first step is really essential. The second one, line art, it's much easier. It's just really fun. You have to be really precise, make sure that the lines look really clean and beautiful, and that's kind of the I wouldn't say difficult part, but you really have to make sure that everything flows nicely. But it's not, you don't have to think that much, because the sketch it carries the heavy work. You still have to think, of course, but you can kind of follow along and see, like, I can make this a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. So that's what you should do in the second phase, like with the line art. I then often do flat coloring, which means I'll just fill in every piece of clothing or every limb with a simple color, which I think will make the org or whatever look nice. And then once I'm happy with the color palette, I'll start shading. And shading is really cool. It brings a lot of depth to the whole piece, and it's just really cool, and it kind of really gives that last bit of power your illustration needs. Now, shading is not necessary. If you feel like flat coloring is enough, that's okay. If you feel it's up to the standards, that's totally fine, because a lot of artists do flat shading because shading it in the, well, I don't want to say correct way, but in a more precise way is very labor intensive. So if you don't want to do it, then it's totally fine. But I personally feel like that last step kind of gives it extra power. So yeah, that's kind of how I approach concept art. So really rough to really refined, and it's just 4 steps. But the first one is probably 80% or something, and the other 2 or 3 actually are not that time consuming if you think about it, because you don't really have to think about it. So yeah, I hope that was kind of useful, and I hope you guys like the design. If you guys have some tips for me or think that some things would look a little better, then be sure to comment that in the description down below, because I really like to get feedback. And in the next video we'll probably talk a little bit more about the I'm not gonna spoil it, so you guys just have to see what I have in store for you guys. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.